I'd like
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everyone to our October Parks and Rec board meeting. I will first read the appeal of decisions. Pursuant to the provisions of 2.68030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, please take notice that decisions of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. We will move to consideration of minutes.
I'd like to make an edit to the, or correction to the minutes. For the public comment period, I would like for the minutes to reflect the speakers and their topic. So in this case, I'd like to add Dee Dee Bird, Mitt Vokes, and Tim Tome spoke about Brookmeads Park. And in addition to that, I'd like to add that item 090323, Brookmead Park update to the board, that the minutes reflect that the board asked Gresham Smith to conduct 1 to 2 public meetings for public comment.
Excellent point. Do you have a motion to add that to the meeting?
Second.
All those, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Now I'll entertain a motion in consideration of minutes with the addition that we just approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The minutes carry with the change. Any Metro Council referrals today?
I don't see any, though I will admit, Ms. Huffman, Councilman Huffman is here and with us, and I was going to say I didn't see any, except for Councilman Huffman, but I will admit that I am not all the way familiar with all of our new council members, so charge any oversight to my head, not to my heart.
Well, we're glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Public comment period. We have one today. It's Dee Dee Bird. You have 2 minutes, and the board is not to respond.
Thank you very much. I am speaking in response to a request for future agenda items, open items. We had a meeting last week about what the community wanted to see for Brookmead, and we appreciate that community. We're still concerned about the fact that there's been over 60 hours charged for public engagement, and that was 2 hours this past week. So we're requesting that some of the apartment and condo complexes be given a poll or an opportunity to contribute. I told Jackie Jones that I would supply her with contacts for those apartments and complexes that were within the radius of the map that we saw this past week. It's over 4,000 units, and these are the individuals that will probably be using the park the most. So we are really concerned that their input is also included. We asked for a committee also 2 years ago to address Brookmead, since there tends to be a stagnant reaction to what happens at Brookmead Park and Greenway. There has been no movement besides the phase 1 of Gresham Smith. We were wondering if there is a phase 2. We can't find that anywhere in the public documents. We may not be looking in the right place. Is there a phase 2? We know that bids are out for the bridge repair and the overlook. Just the repair, no amenities, nothing extra. So we're concerned about that, and we're concerned about the budgeting. We're concerned that the operating budget does not match the capital spending budget. So we're wondering if there are plans for Brookmead Park in the upcoming operating budget that will go out in January. So future agenda items for Brookmead, please and thank you.
Thank you. while we're on Brookmead, on September, I just want to mention on September 26th, we had our community engagement meeting here. Several of us came. It was a very nice turnout, a very nice environment. I thought very productive. It was last Tuesday. There were about 20 people who participated in the charrette. Comments through email came, a few of those. 5 came through a suggestion box. And the department is now waiting on Gresham Smith to come back with their report from that. I'm going to go out of order on one agenda item due to scheduling. Under special presentations, I'd like to ask Sergeant Curtis Avant to come up to the podium, please. So this is special recognition of amazing community service. And would you like to say something before the way you pointed? Yeah, did you?
I think he wants me to talk instead of him, but.
Yeah. Well, one of y'all, yeah, just kind of tell the story because we think it's amazing and we want to honor you and just thank you for what you did.
Yeah, so I don't recall the date, but it was a couple of weeks ago. Sergeant Avant was out working a special assignment out at Percy Warren like he often does. His primary assignment out there that day was to direct traffic for a cross-country meet that was going on in the park. And while he was busy doing that, I want to add that he was out there by himself, you know, taking care of this, making sure that everybody got in and out safely. But as he was doing this, he was telling me the story. You know, he heard a kind of an odd noise coming down the road somewhere, and as it got closer, he recognized it sounded somebody having a flat tire. Ended up being a young student from the school in the area, having a flat tire. Some young people know how to change tires, some don't. On this day, she did not know how to change her own tire. So in addition to his traffic directing duties, he was changing a flat on top of pausing every now and then to get people through this area in and out, because he was still there by himself. He didn't have any help, but he was so dedicated to that job that, you know, he still wanted to make sure that traffic kept flowing and people could get in and out safely. And I'm going to say, I think you said it was about 10 or 15 minutes. He had the young lady on her way and with their tire changed. And I think he even took the time to show her what he was doing and how he was doing it as he progressed through this process of changing the tire. So hopefully somewhere down the road that this encounter will serve her, you know, to maybe get herself safely on the way if that should happen again.
That's a great story. Thank you so much. And I think a round of applause is in order for that. And I'm sure she was appreciative, and there are many adults who don't know how to change a tire. I'm not talking about myself, but we're going. No, that was great. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time to do this.
All right, moving on to old business, 072309 has been deferred. 092310 Centennial Park Revitalization Design Team, which includes Centennial Park Conservancy, Dryden Architecture and Design, and the Metro Park Special Projects Division, request approval of the branding for the upcoming Croquet Cafe in Centennial Park. We had a naming committee today, and we asked for a report from that.
The naming committee met today and voted unanimously to approve this item.
I will entertain a motion for approval.
Motion for the board to approve.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We look forward to seeing it, John. It's going to be fantastic. Bring back the history of that building. The 092311 has been withdrawn. Hold on one second. Too many papers here.
Should I report on that? Or,
I'm sorry?
I'm just wondering if I
Oh,
should
I'm sorry.
report on
Yes,
that.
go.
Okay. So the naming committee met on this particular item and voted to withdraw this item because it violates our naming policy, naming for a living person, and asks that the Josie Davis and Millridge Park, Friends of Millridge Park, resubmit their request.
Thank you for that. Make sure I don't miss one here. Okay, 092312, staff requests approval to accept 0.6 acre conservation greenway easement from Habitat for Humanity of Greater Nashville, Inc., located on the parcel listed here at 3028 Gwenwood Drive. Acquisition Committee report.
This item was discussed at Acquisition Committee, and unanimous approval was requested.
Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 092313. Staff requests approval to accept 2 conservation greenway easements from Rogers Group, Inc., located on 0 Gwenwood Drive, parcel listed here. These easements total 1.5 acres. Acquisition Committee.
Yes, this item as well was discussed in Acquisition Committee, and again had a unanimous request for approval.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve?
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. I think we have one addition to the consent agenda today.
Yes, sir, we do. Thank you. We have a request for alcohol and amplification for an album release party for artist Riley Green, October 12th, from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Walk of Fame Park.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the entire consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve, including the addition.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The consent agenda is approved. Moving on to new business. 10, item 102302, staff requests acceptance of an in-kind grant valued at approximately $1,500 from the Friends of Sevier Park for the installation of a new bi-level water fountain and bottle filler at Sevier Park Community Center. There is no required match, I think is what they meant. It says math. From Metro Parks, Parks Maintenance will install the water fountain. This is in Council District 17.
Staff recommends approval.
Staff recommends approval. Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Item 102303, staff requests acceptance of an in-kind grant of services for up to $185,000 from the Friends of Bells Bend Park for the stabilization and restoration of the Buchanan House in Bells Bend Park. The Buchanan House was built around 1840 and needs repair to prevent deterioration. There's no required match or other obligation required by Metro Parks. This is located in Council District 1.
Staff recommends approval.
Got a motion to approve? Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Item 102304, Dr. Shirletta Sanders, principal of Carter Lawrence Elementary School, request approval to commission an outdoor mural on the retaining wall adjacent to the parking lot in Rose Park that faces the school. The design will be a celebration of Nashville's unique history and legacy connected to local pioneers in engineering and STEAM fields. All cost and maintenance for the mural will be paid for directly by the school. There's no required match or other obligation by Parks. Final design to be approved by Metro Park staff, council located in Council District 17.
Belmont University is also supportive of this endeavor, and staff recommends approval.
Is there a second?
Second. Could I say something?
Yes.
I'm just very excited about this. We have 159 schools across Nashville and MNPS, and so many of them are now partnering because we have a STEAM Magnet grant. We'll be writing more of those, so please be on the lookout for more partnerships, more paintings, more investments in both engineering and art as they cover the STEAM field. So thank you all for
great to know.
for
Thank you for
this.
that.
I have one thing to add from legal. For this one, we want to make sure that we comply with the law regarding visual arts and artists. So we want to make sure that any commission that's done, it makes it clear that this is a work for hire that Metro would own the copyright to. So the board might want to consider amending the motion to include that, that any commission is a work for hire where Metro owns the copyright.
Would someone like to make that amendment?
I'll amend my motion to include
to any art on our property.
Entertain a motion. So you made the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Any discussion to that?
I would just have one procedural question. Would Metro Legal, or should I be the one to tell? Yeah,
No,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
asking, who would be the one to follow up to be sure that both the artist and the school understands this requirement?
Well, it says that they're working on getting the commission set up, so it should be set up with whatever documents are put in place to contract with this artist. It needs to be clear that,
Oh, let me be quiet. We have an expert here. Okay.
There we go.
All
Please,
right, I'm an expert. Okay, all right. My job's done.
please state your name.
Good afternoon. My name's Jonathan Wren. I'm with Metro Nashville Public Schools on behalf of our magnet schools team, and Dr. Shalita Sanders with Carter Lawrence Engineering Magnet Elementary. In terms of the discussion here, absolutely, like, we will work to coordinate through the district's procurement process and our district's legal liaisons along with Metro Parks to make sure kind of all that procedure works through and that the copyright would stay with Metro Parks.
Great. Thank you for bringing that up. So, so did we need to take a vote on the motion to amend, to add the copyright section in. I got a second, I think. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Now we'll vote on the amended 102304 with the amendment. Entertain a motion. Oh, we already have one. Okay. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? I'm sorry? We're good. Done. Okay. Sorry. You got me all confused up here. All right. Sorry about that. 102305, Miss Molly Frankie requests permission to host a charity fundraising event at Centennial Sportsplex to benefit the Veterans Yoga Project during Veterans Gratitude Week. This is a national outreach and fundraising event across the country that raises donations to support the veteran community. This is in Council District 21.
Staff recommends approval.
Make a motion? Motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we are done with new business. Oh, I'm sorry, I am discombobulated today. Sorry about that. Sorry. 102306, Friends of Shelby Park request approval of a term sheet outlining the terms of a future lease agreement between Metro Parks and Friends of Shelby Parks and Bottoms for the redevelopment and management of the Naval Reserve Training Facility in Shelby Park, located in Council District 6.
I think Mr. Wilcox and Ms. Rotz.
He came in late, so you didn't miss him.
Councilman Clapp. Good to see you.
Hello.
Well, we didn't prepare a presentation today. You all have the term sheet in your packet. We did present the general concept here. I can't believe it was 2 years ago that we presented the original concept. And this term sheet is, of course, non-binding and is a precursor to a lease that we will be proposing with the city later this year. This will give kind of Friends of Shelby something to stand on as we begin to solicit larger donations. And I think it just also is a really good way for us to understand that we're on the right terms with Metro as we continue to hash out all of the details of the proposal.
Yeah, the other thing this term sheet will do, the councilman here will plan a public meeting later this fall. And in order to facilitate that conversation, we sort of want to have a framework to present to the public to solicit feedback on. And so we're hoping that this outlines and helps us structure that conversation. And then we'll move into negotiating a lease with the Friends of Shelby Park. And that will come back in front of this board later this year, or early next year.
Is there a staff recommendation? Okay. I thought the pictures are great, and I've been talking in this on this board for many years about that building. So I think it's really great to see some some movement there, so I think it's wonderful. That's just my personal opinion. Anybody have any questions? Councilman, would you like to say anything?
Quickly, thank you. Yes, I'm Clay Cap. I look forward to meeting those of y'all I haven't met, newly elected council member for District 6. Thanks for the time. I'm here in support of this. I intend to hold a community meeting before taking this to council, of course, and this will require 3 readings at council and further approval by this board. But this will help us move all that process forward, and I'm looking forward to doing that community meeting and love to invite y'all to that, but hopefully this fall before taking it to the council next year.
I have a question for legal. I'm really excited about this project, but I just did want to clarify with legal how this type of term sheet or potential lease agreement compares to other types of lease agreements that Metro has.
Tom Cross, the deputy director, actually worked on this particular project. So this is kind of a tailored situation to this particular circumstance. So every lease that Metro enters into is rather different. Yeah, so.
Thank you.
Question on section 21, on the donor recognition. Is this, I guess another question for legal and maybe for the body, is this in conflict with our parks policy as it relates to branding in parks and facilities?
Let me just say, because we were not involved in this, I don't want to speak out of term. I want to have the opportunity to review this further and discuss with Mr. Tom Cross. Because we did not review this in the manner in which to answer these type of detailed questions.
Gotcha.
Because it was being really worked on by Mr. Cross.
And the
So-
final lease will have to be approved, right? So by us.
Yes.
So we have another round of approval. This allows them to go out and raise money, I think, is that right?
Well, and if I may add, in our discussions, we talked about this specifically. We talked both about that any recognition would be tied to the term of the lease so that nothing would go beyond Friends of Shelby's lease on the building. And we also talked, and it's in here, that Metro will still have approval over it all. So we will, like I think the package that you all looked at for Centennial today, we will submit a package that outlines all of the details, and it will come back to this body for approval to make sure that it is in line with the park board policy.
Any other comments or questions? If not, I'd entertain
I make a motion to approve.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congrats and
Thank you.
good luck on the raising of the capital, the money. All right, item 102307, Councilmember Jordan Huffman requests approval to adjust the park closing time at Ravenwood Park seasonally. Park closing hours will be 9 p.m. during the extended light hours, spring and summer, and adjusted during daylight savings time to dawn to dusk, with the exception of permitted special events. This is in Council District 14.
Staff recommends approval.
Staff recommends approval. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. The last 4 agenda items, 102308, 09, 10, and 11, are deferred to acquisition, so I will not read all those. All right, we're going to move to special presentations. Ms. Vera Roberts, manager of Warner Parks Nature Center, to provide update on the 50th anniversary of Warner Parks Nature Center. And I think we got something on our, is this for this? Yes.
Yes, I think I missed 2 folks. I will get
Yeah,
you
thank you.
those invitations. Hello, good afternoon. It's great to be here today to share 50 years of Warner Park Nature Center with you. I am the manager of Warner Park Nature Center and have worked for Metro Parks for 25 years, which is half the life of the Nature Center. And so today I have a short time to share a snapshot of the Nature Center's history with you and what we do for parks in our community. Warner Park Nature Center had humble beginnings. In 1973, one person was hired to live in the farmhouse you see pictured and was charged with starting a nature center on that site in Warner Parks. During the remaining part of the 1970s, a dedicated group of staff and Youth Conservation Corps workers literally built and developed the foundation for what remains at the Nature Center today. What began in 1973 continues to this day, which is working to fulfill a mission of environmental education and outdoor recreation to protect, preserve, restore, and manage the park ecosystem, and to raise awareness, respect, and enthusiasm for the natural world. We are a small fish in a big pond of Metro Parks and a 12-acre campus located in the over 3,000 acres of Warner Parks. Our learning center and museum serve to welcome visitors to the park and provide a space for programs and events. During a typical year, we serve about 60,000 people, and since 1973, we've served over 1.5 million people directly at the Nature Center. I think a nature center is more than a building, however. It is the conduit for people to get outdoors. And our campus does that through our nature play area, our teaching ponds, organic garden, and much, much more. Many of these campus features that are still there today were built by the early staff in the 1970s who had the vision for what would go on in the Nature Center for 50 years. Environmental education programs are the lifeblood of what we do. They are the glue that bring people's connections to nature together. And what we do at the Nature Center are lots of school field trips and environmental science labs for high school and college students. Over 200,000 students have been served by our field trips over 5 decades. We offer free public programs and events for adults, families, and individuals with facilitated environmental education experiences, whether a bird hike, maybe it's going to our Hummingbird Festival, a naturalist-led night hike, or a pond exploration. A signature program of the Nature Center is our Urban Nature Program, which has served over 30,000 youth since its inception in 1988. Supported by Friends of Warner Parks in partnership with Metro Parks, the program provides environmental education programs for Metro Parks Community Center youth through after-school programs, our Pen Pal summer camps, fall campfires, and community center leader training. Another of our signature programs is our Bird Information Research and Data program, known as BIRD. And that program has been going on since 1982, one of the only public educational bird research programs in the country, and it is considered a leader in the Southeast. And our bird team was instrumental this year in helping Nashville become an urban bird treaty city. The Nature Center is about our people, the visitors and program participants, but also our volunteers, partners, and staff, without whom we would lack our purpose. So everything we do, literally everything we do, is touched by volunteers, and in 5 decades, over 50,000 volunteers have given their time to work at the Nature Center. We currently have about 150 active volunteers and thousands more who help out one time annually with different things. And in terms of partners, our most significant partner is Friends of Warner Parks, as you all know, and we daily work with a myriad community partners from all over the city and region. I can't talk about people without celebrating our amazing staff. Hundreds of people have worked at the Nature Center over the years, many of whom have gone on to pursue careers in conservation, parks and rec, environmental education, because they were influenced by their time working at the Nature Center. And our year-round permanent staff are some of the most passionate and dedicated people I've ever worked with. I consider it a great honor to work with them and have them and us as part of a team at the Nature Center. Looking toward the future, we envision creating a community that supports equity intentionally, models sustainable practices, and inspires authentic connections with nature. And finally, while the place, the programs, and the people drive our daily work and have for 50 years, of utmost importance is the land, the habitats, wildlife, flowers, and trees that call Warner Parks home. And our work strives to conserve and improve our natural spaces daily. Finally, I'd like to invite you guys to our 50th anniversary celebration at the end of this month on October 28th. We'd love to see you there. I can spend a lot more time telling you about our detailed history and all that goes on at the Nature Center more than I was able to. And thank you for your time today, and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. That's a great report and a wonderful 50 years. So thanks for all you do. All right, we'll move to the Friends of Metro Parks Disabilities and Magic Program to present annual update to the board.
Good afternoon. Mark Scruggs here, the chairperson of the board of the Friends of Metro Parks Disabilities Programs. I don't know that I can follow that, but nevertheless, I do have some handouts. No PowerPoint, but nevertheless, if I could. I would just let you know that the past year has been a year of expansion of services, more involvement of what we believe are some of the most valuable members of our community. In order to really appreciate the members of this community, I would recommend that you attend one of our programs any day of the week, Monday through Thursday, sometimes on Fridays as well. We are primarily located at Sportsplex, not far from here, but currently we have 3 active day programs through the community, and 2 more are supposed to be opening the week of October 16th. There are 95 persons involved in the program, but we serve up to 125 people per week. Expect to have approximately 150 by the end of the year, with 200 more persons on the waiting list. What this particular Friends group does is we help to facilitate programs and fund programs in addition to what you fund, to what the Metropolitan government funds. These are programs that are designed to enhance the lives and the abilities of the participants, who range in terms of their abilities to severe physical disabilities to mental health disabilities as well. If there is one thing that I could say about these folks that I think that runs through the entire community that we serve, and that is that they are surely diverse, number one. Number two, accepting of all in our community. And number three, they spread love amongst the community more so than any other group that I've ever met, including churches or any other types of groups that I've ever been involved with. We're there simply to try to assist Glenn Atkins and the staff. The staff has increased as well, again, through the generosity of the Metropolitan government. Again, I think that what we're doing in this program through your assistance is something that, like I said, enhances the value of this community, both morally, spiritually, and in any shape and fashion you can imagine. So again, what I've presented to you is simply a summary of the programs that we have helped to fund and facilitate this past year. I gave you a copy of our balance sheet and so forth. We have some other fundraisers that we've been discussing in order to expand services and continue the mission that you have charged us with. So if you have any questions.
So there's a waiting, that's a great report, and amazing what all of you do, but the waiting list, is it because of space? Is it money? What's the reason? It's space.
And we're expanding, and again, the money's coming through, okay? I mean, it's happening. Y'all are making it happen, which is, again, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, you hate to have a waiting list for this, so I wish we could work through that.
Well, we're working on it. We've made great strides, that's for sure.
That's great.
I'll just add, you all know, this is just a fantastic program, and those of you who have been engaged with the parks and the Parks Board for a long time know that this has been in existence. This program has been in existence for over 40 years, but then too, as a part of our Parks Board field trip series. This is one of the places that we visited last time over at the headquarters at Sportsplex. And again, I can't say enough how much this program means to the Parks Department, what you're doing for folks in the city who fit this demographic. And also, I'd just like to take a special point to thank Mayor Cooper's administration, who has helped us expand this program. Over the past 4 years, this was one of our top investment requests for the budget. And so we were able to expand this. We've been able to expand this program to Bellevue Community Center, to Coleman Community Center, upcoming to Cleveland and to Madison Community Centers as well. Particularly in light of the fact that there is a waiting list. We do need more staff to administer the program, but we certainly want to thank Metro Parks Disabilities Program for being such a wonderful partner for us, and we want to continue for many more years to come.
Well, I appreciate that. And I would make just one final suggestion. If any of you ever really have a bad day and you want to feel better about the day, just walk over there and walk in that room. And I guarantee you all your troubles will go away.
Agree.
If you don't mind, I would love to just say thank you for what you're doing. I work out at the Sportsplex, and I run into some of the phenomenal staff from Parks, and seeing some of our neighbors who have different abilities really is beautiful. And I appreciate that the staff you all have hired is really very thoughtful and very kind and very considerate to the slow paces that some of them walk, or some of them wanting to get on the machines. It's been incredible to see. I've kept my eye on a couple of them that I've seen regularly, and just seeing them kind of grow and what they do, and going on the Stairmaster from more than 1 or 2 steps at a time to like 4 or 5 steps at a time. It's incredibly thoughtful and helpful, and I look forward to kind of seeing how we can spread the word, help you all find funding and capacity to increase supports. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Just one additional comment. I had the opportunity to meet Ms. Omagabi Uriri, who is the Community Relations Director at Autism Tennessee, during the Mill Ridge Park opening. And she is interested in expanding services to Mill Ridge. And I know that you all have received that information, but just wanted to say that publicly. They enjoy the partnership, looking for expanded partnership. She's looking for ways to explore opportunities, and perhaps that's an opportunity for us to expand.
We're always looking for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our last special presentation today is the Friends of Metro Dance to present annual update to the board.
Good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Balfour, and I'm the board president of Friends of Metro Dance. Friends of Metro Dance has been around since 1995. Our mission is to enhance the art of dance in the Metro community, enrich the programming of Metro Parks Dance Division, and encourage the growth of dancers of all ages and abilities through funding and volunteerism. We are proud to support high-quality dance education in the public sector to students and families from diverse backgrounds, regardless of their race, gender identity, body type, socioeconomic status, disability, political, or religious beliefs. Our current board consists of 15 members, which are men and women who are parents of the dancers, community members, professional dancers, and administrators, all working towards the goal of providing quality dance education and experiences in Nashville. And we have a number of subcommittees that will support the work that we do. The value of dance. We asked our students and our families how they feel that the value of the dance is brought to them through our programs, and we got some 3 themes that arose through those questionings of people saying that they enjoy the classes, that they're uplifting, that some of them thought it was just going to be fun, but they found that it was very good for their development of their bodies and their minds, and that they are getting all this high quality education at an affordable cost. So we offer weekly classes to the youth, the children, the teens, and the adults across the area. So we have locations at Centennial, Performing Arts Studio, Centennial Arts Center Courtyard, Centennial Sportsplex, Sevier, McCabe, and workshops at Hartman and Coleman, and thus covers a wide variety of the dances that you see listed above. Some of the performances that we will be doing in the future or supporting them would be the Mini Nutcracker, the Youth Ballet Annual Spring Concert, Anamata Arts residency performances, A Walk with Little Amal, which is going to be on October 5th in Centennial Park, and other performances at events such as Kidsville, Celebrate Nashville, and other festivals. Some of the dance residencies that we have supported or are supporting are Amata Arts residencies, which is supported by the Friends of Metro Dance with grant funding from the Tennessee Arts Commission, New Dialect, Demosa, Chinese Arts Alliance of Nashville, and Pi Dance. Over the past fiscal year, we have had an audience and classes and rehearsals and performances that touched over 20,000 individuals. So it's our goal of the Friends of Nashville Dance is to support the dance classes that are taught by Metro Dance and to advocate for increasing availability of the dance programs in the public. Some of our initiatives for fiscal year 23 included Anamana Arts and Africa Nashville. Anamana Arts is a program that we started this year where we supported 5 artists. We provided them with free dedicated dance rehearsal space at CPAS, $1,000 stipend, professional film documentation, a feedback lab, and we offered them the ability to have 2 performances of their pieces. At Africa Nashville Project, which is partnered with Winship Boyd, we brought different artists from West Africa, and that was really exciting to go to some of the workshops that they had during the time that they were here with us. We also support our summer intensives that we offer at the CPAS. And so there we had 30 to 35 students this year, which the tuition is about $450, which is much less than the comparative of $1,600, plus room and board and expenses for travel and all of that. So we're really happy to be able to offer it at that price. And we also have scholarships available for the students. And they participate, in different classes from different artists around the world. So it's a really good experience for them. In addition to that, we support their health too. We partner with different local physical therapists, and they give them information about how to keep their bodies healthy and strong. In addition to that, we have point evaluations to see if they're ready to progress to that level. And we also started a National Honor Society for the dance arts, and that provides the students with opportunities in leadership and fundraising. And this year, one of those individuals would be presented to represent on the board for us. So we're excited about that. So as part of Friends of Metro Dance, we also do a lot of supporting. We purchase costumes, supplies, we hire the technical directors for the pieces like Mini Nutcracker and the spring performance, and we provide a lot of volunteer hours. We support them through sewing costumes, working backstage, baking cookies to sell in the lobby, ushering, selling tickets, flowers, and merchandise. The students also participate in different dance festivals around the country. The festivals include master classes, scholarships, auditions, recruitment fair, performances, and a gala. This year, we sent 11 students in March, and out of those 11 students, the students received $88,000 in scholarship offers for college programs and summer intensives, so that was awesome. 16 additional students will go next year, which our fiscal year, sorry. And so we raised $2,772 last year for the festival, of which Friends of Metro Dance match. As of right now, we have $3,844 and still going. Those volunteer hours add up quick. We had 500 hours for Mini Nutcracker, 75 for the spring dance concert, and many other events as well. So with our scholarship fund, we supply financial needs scholarships to individuals that are participating in our programs. We gave $4,335 to 11 students, which consists of 8 different families, and that money is used for tuition as well as dance attire. And our performance point shoe fund is very important for us because those point shoes can cost around $130 each. And typically a dancer would go through 3 pairs throughout a performance period. And the lead dancers will go through 5 pairs. So Friends of Metro Dance provides 1 pair of those point shoes for all of the individuals that are performing on point in our performances. Fundraising, of course, fundraising is huge for us. We do a membership drive every year, donations, which are anything that's around through, we used to do the big payback. Of course, that's not there, but we do the Giving Tuesday, and we have sponsorships. And this year we added new season sponsorships. So we're excited about that, and we hope that we have some sponsors in that category. Future plans are always aligning with our strategic plan. We want to make sure that we grow our membership, that we're researching our grants and applying for all those that apply. We want to develop additional partnerships with the community, and we want to continue to dream and work on the new building that's forefront, right? Okay, so, but one of our biggest concerns that we deal with each and every day is our building security. Our building is an aging building, and we have some different challenges that have been brought to our attention as we work through each and every, and you see all the things that are happening in the world, and we are concerned about our dancers as well. So we want to continue to work with the Conservancy to provide off-duty police officers at CPAS in the afternoons and the evenings when the children are in their youth programming. And we want to identify and address safety issues with the building doors, which include the inability to lock the front door in a quick situation. We have to get an Allen key to lock it. It's not ideal when people are disrobing in front of the building. Inability to lock Studio A doors from the inside in the case of an active studer. So that would allow the students to exit through the rear of the building where it's safer. And then we also need to upgrade and replace the emergency exit doors in studios A and B so they open easily from the inside and they close completely. And this will help us to address some of the fire safety issues that we have at the building as well. We are happy to report that we just learned that we have been approved. The money has been approved to replace the front doors, so we're excited about that. It will allow us to have a magnetic capability where we can press a button to let people in and out of the building during those times that we need to have that door closed. And that concludes my presentation. Do we have any questions?
Any questions?
I do. Thank you for this, of course.
Absolutely.
The needs, it seems that you have funding for at least one door. What about the other safety issues? Is there funding that you all, is there a funding request? Or is it that you need us to, but can you be specific with what your ask is?
We are asking that, I'm gonna let Catherine speak to that specifically, who the entity is.
I'm the supervisor for the dance division.
Would you mind coming up to the mic?
I'm Catherine, the Wilkening, the dance division supervisor. I want to thank Stevan for getting funding for the front doors. So Friends is partnering with Metro Parks to keep the conversation open to figure out how they can be a partner, how if we are lacking resources for some of these safety issues, if they can further some of these things along more quickly, ways that they can help and collaborate while we continue to advocate for funding within the park system to get some of those issues addressed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we're moving on to capital projects update. Joe Stovall.
Good afternoon. Good time to be in Nashville, a lot going on. Highlight some core updates for you. You'll notice in your packet here you have updates on all the major projects. First and foremost, we did a great tour last week at Sevier Park at Sunnyside Mansion. Board member Scott Barnes was with us, and the history that has been unveiled during that restoration process is amazing, to say the least. Old Hickory Community Center, the abatement has been completed, and we are just waiting for that to go through procurement so we can start the demolition. Centennial Master Plan Phase 3, the design is complete, and that job is also in procurement. That gives us the cafe that we approved earlier, the Croquet Cafe, the pavilion, and greenway connections. Cassie Gardner Senior Park is scheduled to reopen at the end of October. The staff was out there today installing furniture, so looks like we might be able to move that up to the middle of October. So that was a project that we worked with MDHA with. And then Mariposa, we're kicking off the design next Monday. So with that said, if there's no questions.
Lots going on.
Yes, sir.
It's great. All right, moving to greenways and open space. Cindy?
Hello. I'm going to hit the highlights. Start with Opry Mills Connector. I know we're all wondering where that one is and its progress. And just to let you know, we've had an additional requirement placed on us from NEPA. It's an environmental justice letter, which we have submitted. We submitted a couple of months ago. We haven't heard back on that. So once that has been approved, which we feel like it will, we're set to put that project out to bid. So hoping to hear back on that letter any day. The 440 Greenway Sevier Park to Browns Creek Park, we had our final public meeting. We're wrapping up the construction documents on that and have sent that off to TDOT for the excess land license approval. And then the 440 Greenway Park Plaza to Centennial Park that Joe just hinted about a little bit there. We're tying into the trails in Centennial Park, and we're wrapping up those construction documents as well. And then finally, I met with TDOT and their contractors last week. They're getting ready to repave the Gulch Greenway under the Broadway Bridge, and that was disturbed during the construction of the new bridge. So we should have that open in a few weeks. That's all I have today, unless you have questions.
Thank you for that
All right,
update. Jackie, upcoming special events and activities?
Good afternoon, everybody. We have a lot going on in our park system. October is one of our busiest months as far as events are concerned. So I'm just going to hit the highlights. I did bring a flyer that I thought, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let me get to it. On October 5th, a very unusual and compelling event comes to Centennial Park. It's called Little Amal Walks Across America. Little Amal is a 12-foot, 10-year-old Syrian girl puppet walking across the United States from Boston to San Diego, and she is going to be in Centennial Park. Now, her walk will begin at the playground and end at Musician's Corner, where she will be welcomed by various volunteers and community groups. Also, it's the 28th year for Celebrate Nashville and the 17th year for this event to be held in Centennial Park. This year, the event is scheduled for Saturday. It begins at 10 a.m. This festival, for those who might not be as familiar with it as some of us are, the festival celebrates and embraces cultural diversity through respecting, understanding, and appreciating the cultures of the greater Nashville population through music, dance, food, art, and a great marketplace. They have a fabulous marketplace. So if you're in the business of trying to do some early holiday shopping, that would be one of the places to go. October 21st is going to be a very busy day across our park system. We have Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk is scheduled from 7 a.m. to noon at Walk of Fame Park. Also on that day, our fur baby's favorite event, Dog Days Festival. That event is scheduled from 10 to 4 in Centennial Park. There'll be plenty of dog-oriented events such as a costume contest, a pupper parade, demonstrations, contests, pet portraits, and more. Also, on October 21st, we have more than 300 youth are expected to participate in the second annual Stop the Bullying Walk and event at Hadley Park. Excuse me, that event is scheduled for 10 a.m. The event is designed to give young people usable strategies to deter bullying. And on October 22nd, it's the 34th annual Sunday in the Park at Edwin Warner Park. It's held each year at Ridgefield in the park. This event is primarily a fundraiser for Friends of Warner Park, and it allows for the preservation and protection of the two parks. We also have an event scheduled for Thursday, October 5th, excuse me. It is a ribbon cutting in celebration of the Percy Warner Golf Course. Questions?
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Lots going on in our park system. Moving on to the report of the director.
Thank you, sir. Before I move through a regular report, I just wanted to acknowledge the passing of Mr. Arnett Bodenhammer, who was a park board member representing the Planning Commission. He served from 1995 to 1998, and even as he termed out of his formal service with Metro, he remained engaged with Metro Parks, the department, and golf courses in particular.
And one of the great supporters of the parks.
Absolutely.
And friend of the parks.
Absolutely.
We're all going to miss him. Great friend.
Absolutely. He will be missed. Just wanted to acknowledge his passing and service. I want to say thank you to all of our teammates who joined me this past weekend in participating in the mayor's inauguration, festival at Public Square. From those who helped to coordinate and actually staff it, consolidated maintenance, community centers, special events, community affairs, and park police divisions. Thank you so much for your support. And also thank you to senior staff who joined me on the previous weekend at the Metro Council orientation session on Saturday, September 23rd. Later this afternoon, we will be at Luby Community Center accepting a Digital Divide grant through the generosity of the Tennessee Titans Foundation, and that will update technology there at Luby Center. So we're excited about that. October 9th through the 13th, we have several staff who will be participating in either virtually or in person the National Recreation and Parks Annual Conference. It'll be held in Dallas, Texas this year. So we're excited about that. And then last month, we had staff that participated in the TRPA conference, and excited to announce that from that conference, among our staff, Netra Rajatranam received the Young Professional Award. Our West Park Community Center received the Donald H. Stanton Award, which recognizes the quality, consistency, and management of the programs run at West Center. The Sportsplex Disabilities Program received a 4-star award for their Adaptive Learn to Skate program collaboration with the Nashville Skate Academy. I think I sent you all some information about that earlier, couple months ago. Mr. Blake Golden was elected for the Ethnic Minority Intersection Chair. Randy Crowley was sworn into the Ethnic Minority Intersection Chair. Or chair-elect. Blake Golden was chair-elect. Jasmine Barney was appointed into the award chair, and Robert Sutton was sworn into the Central District Director chair. So we have quite a bit of representation from our park system in TRPA, and that is to be celebrated. And finally, I just wanted to remind you that Larisha will be reaching out to you, she hasn't already, for prospective dates for your facility site visit, so we can get that coordinated and move forward with that. Do you have any questions of me?
Any questions? Any future agenda items y'all would like to see, or?
Yeah, I just, two things I wanted to say. First of all, thank you to Joe Stovall for hosting me and several others on the Sunnyside tour. It was really informative and helpful. One of the highlights was that the son of a parks staff member was on the tour who lived at the Sunnyside house for decades and had so many interesting stories. He was pointing at bullets that had popped out of different parts of the exterior of the building. So that was a highlight for sure, and I recommend anybody else that reach out to Joe and get a chance to take a tour. It was exciting and I think a really great facility. A future agenda item I'd like to recommend is that I really appreciate the monthly reports that we get from the division heads. They're really helpful and informative. I'd like to make a recommendation that we get at least annual updates from the other division heads that don't report monthly. In attending that tour, I had a chance to chat with Joe and understand a bit about his division and his work, and then in attending the Brookmead Park session this past week, I got a chance to talk to Phil Luckett about maintenance, and I just feel like as Parks board members, we, in the same way that we have friends of groups report annually, I think that it's an opportunity for us to really dig in and understand and hopefully ask questions of our division heads. So understanding kind of what their accomplishments in the past have been, what their plans for the future are, some of the challenges that they have. And I think if we're advocating for the parks and doing our advocacy work and asking maybe for additional funding for our department, we need to really understand how the divisions operate. So
I think it's a great idea. Maybe we can get on a rotational basis.
So what I'll do is I receive biweekly reports, well, sometimes more frequently than that, but in terms of formal reports from divisions, I will include you all on those reports that I receive. In terms of your, what you're asking, are you asking for a presentation, a quarterly presentation? You did say quarterly. Annual.
I think an annual presentation, because not only would I like for me to have a chance to be more informed, but I think the public would benefit from understanding how some of the divisions really operate. So I think it would be helpful not only to get those reports that you're talking about, that would be great, but I think for the public to hear about some of the different work that the departments do, the divisions do.
We'll start an annual rotation similar to what we do with the friends groups.
That'd be good.
Okay.
All right, any other items?
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to say that I think we always have great special presentations, but I feel really good after the ones we had today. It's just a fantastic opportunity to recognize all the things that's being done, just special thanks to staff and all the friends groups that are helping support our park system. I was taking notes on things that I personally did not know about, and so I think that's the importance of having these presentations. So echoing that, I just think it's fantastic. And then also just, I appreciate brand new council member showing up and hearing firsthand, staying for the whole board meeting. I really appreciate it when our council members do that, because there is no telephone game that needs to happen. They're hearing it and they're seeing it. And again, we heard some great opportunities for programs that we know need funding in our facilities. And I know that's big in terms of what's on our agenda for stewardship. So I just wanted to highlight that as well. So thank you.
Great points. All right, anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.